Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the session. I hope you all can hear me.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Just give me a minute. To our pro learners, I've sent the invite. Please join. I can see some of you are still trying to join. We'll just wait for another minute. Not a very long topic.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you. The topic is on quantifiers, each and every. Apart from these, we'll also discuss the other quantifiers. We've discussed quantifiers in the past, but some of you must have missed out, or some of our new learners would not have attended that particular class. So let's look at quantifiers, each and every. First question before we start, what is a quantifier? What is the meaning of a quantifier? The name clearly indicates. So what is the meaning of a quantifier? Can someone tell me? Anyone can answer. It's okay.
Yes, sir. Quantifier is describe the quantity of something.
Excellent. Very good. Anyone else? To put in other words, how much, how many, right? So tells you the quantity of something is a quantifier. Absolutely. There are many examples of quantifier. The topic is about each and every. However, we will definitely look at some other ones as well. Okay. There are a lot of quantifiers in the English language. Just give me a minute. Okay. I think we have most of our learners. Let's start. Okay. Deepak, can you read the first slide?
Yes, sir.
Please read the first slide.
I couldn't see, sir, any slide.
Just a minute. I'll move to the next one. Sorry, guys, if you hear some sound in the background, as I've mentioned, the adjacent house, basically, there's a work going on since a few months now. It's for a few months and still ongoing. So you might hear some sound in the background. Just kindly ignore that. Yes, can you see the slide now, Deepak?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
She was wearing a ring on each finger. उसने प्रत्येक उंगली में एक अंगूठी पहन रखी थी. She calls me every day. वह मुझे हर रोज फोन करती है. Each और every दोनों के ठीक बाद सिंगुलर नाउन आता है. इनका मतलब करीबन एक जैसा ही है, पर ध्यान रखें कि अगर सिर्फ दो चीजों या व्यक्तियों की तरफ इशारा कर रहे हो तो each इस्तेमाल करें.
Very good. So basically, what it means here is that when we talk about she was wearing the example given here, can you read the two sentences again?
She was wearing a ring on each finger. She calls me every day.
Thank you. That's fine. Thank you. So each and every, both are singular, right? So ठीक बात singular noun आता है. That's right. And the thing that is explained here is that पर ध्यान रखें कि अगर सिर्फ दो चीजें या व्यक्ति की तरफ इशारा कर रहे हो तो each इस्तेमाल करें. Why? Because you don't need to mention if there are only two things. Okay, if there are only two things, each basically makes you understand that ये भी और वो भी, right? हर एक. So when there are two things, you don't need to use every. Like for example, let's say we don't say I am wearing. Let's say I am wearing a bracelet or wearing an anklet. I am wearing an anklet on each leg. Okay. Like for example, we talk about hands, legs, two in quantity, right? So two basically. So you don't need to say I am wearing an anklet on every leg. It's each leg. It's correct. So grammatically also as well as logically also it makes sense because there are only two things. So for two things, use each. For more than two things, you can use every. What are some of the other differences between each and every? We'll look at that. Okay? Abhay, go ahead, read the next slide.
कभी कभी हम ईच और एवरी का प्रयोग समान अर्थ के लिए भी करते हैं। यह वक्ता प्रत्येक व्यक्ति के बारे में बात करता है तो ईच और समूह के बारे में बात करने के लिए एवरी का प्रयोग होता है।
Excellent.
ईच बॉय वाज गिवन द स्कूल यूनिफॉर्म। यहाँ प्रत्येक एक लड़के की बात की जा रही है। एवरी बॉय वाज गिवन द सेम स्कूल यूनिफॉर्म। यहाँ पूरे समूह की बात की जा रही है। Yes, sir.
Very good. So you see the difference, how you look at it is in this particular manner. We look at individual sentences, right? However, as I've mentioned several times in the past, conversations don't work like that. आप जब किसी चीज के बारे में किसी से बात करते हो तो एक पूरा conversation होता है. There's a topic that you're talking about. There's a discussion that happens, right? Whether it's a casual discussion or a formal one, that's irrelevant. But conversations, there is always something that is prior to what you've said and something after. So there is a meaning. There is a context, is what I mean. Like for this is a very good example here. Let's say the sentence is each boy was given the school uniform. Now let's say the sentence prior to this, someone complained that one boy didn't receive the uniform. Okay, the statement given out or mentioned by the person in charge is, let's say that is not possible. I have checked the record. Okay, I have checked the record. Each boy was given the school uniform. So अगर मैं ये बात कह रहा हूँ, each boy was given the school uniform, what am I emphasizing on? मैं इस चीज पर emphasize कर रहा हूँ. What am I emphasizing on, guys? Exactly. So the thing that I'm emphasizing is on that this is not possible. We did not miss out. I have the record and I can see that each boy was given the school uniform. The meaning does not change when you say every boy was given the same uniform. This can be probably in a general statement. Like, for example, someone asks the person, has everyone got the uniform? And the person replies casually, every boy was given the same uniform. यहाँ पूरे समूह की बात की जा रही है. So it's not about specific person or boy, but because the first sentence, each boy, was in reference to someone asking that or someone stating that one boy missed out on getting the uniform, was not given the uniform. The statement can be each boy was given the uniform because you are emphasizing, आप इस चीज पर जोर दे रहे हो कि हर एक बच्चे को यूनिफॉर्म दी गई थी. दूसरे सेंटेंस में आप एक जनरली बात कह रहे हो, together as a group everyone was given the school uniform. So the meaning does not change. It's the context that is important. So what we learn from this is that whenever there is first thing, whenever there are only two items, we use two things or two people we are referring to, you use each, because it doesn't make sense to use every, it's just two. So each one, right? Each one basically means ye bhi, wo bhi, right? Both are used with singular nouns to indicate quantity, sorry, that's what the quantifiers are. So the difference here is that when we talk about each, we focus on the individual things in a group or list of group people, things, etc. It is similar to every, however, every refers to the entire group of people, things, etc. So each, हर एक चीज पर ध्यान देना, हर एक इंसान पर, every person or every thing in a group, and every is everyone together clubbed in a group. So that's the basic difference between each and every. Okay. So whenever you are in doubt, always think what is the meaning that you're trying to convey. Are you trying to emphasize a point on one person, or are you trying to speak on something which is collectively together as one? Okay. So whenever in doubt, think of that. You will understand which is the appropriate, better sentence to make. Okay. And when do we use each and every? What is the meaning of the phrase each and every? ये भी आता है कई बार. Each and every kid was Like for the same example, I can say each and every kid was given the uniform. What is the meaning of each and every as a phrase? I am
You are
grateful.
asking about in Hindi.
No. हाँ, क्या मतलब है? Each and every phrase का क्या मतलब है?
समूह में प्रत्येक बच्चे को यूनिफॉर्म दिया गया.
Yeah, exactly.
Each and every person.
Very good. It's exactly similar to each, but each and every together is used to emphasize on the, मतलब जोर देने के लिए कि हर एक को ये चीज दी गई थी. So you will come across each and every lot of time, like, for example, we are grateful for each and every opportunity you've given us. The kids were grateful, or we celebrated each and every day of our travel. मतलब हमने हर एक दिन पर जो है we had a great time, we celebrated basically. So each and every is also a very common phrase that is used in a sentence to emphasize on each of the things or people in reference. Okay, good. Thank you. Let's continue. Yeah, Shivani, go ahead. Read the next slide.
Each of us has different views. हम में से एक के अलग-अलग विचार हैं. Each के बाद बहुवचन संज्ञा भी आ सकती है, लेकिन इसका प्रयोग of प्लस डिटरमाइनर या सर्वनाम के साथ किया जाना चाहिए और क्रिया का एक वचन रूप ही होगा. I will never manage to talk to each of my employees. मैं हर एक कर्मचारी से कभी बात नहीं पाऊंगा.
Very good. So here, basically what it means is that you can obviously use in terms of the plural as well. Can you explain this slide in your own words in English?
Sir, I forgot about determiner. What is that?
Read the sentence. Read the sentence.
Yeah. Each of us has different views. Okay. So after each, we can use plural forms of noun, right? But we can use that after of plus determiner.
Determiner.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Determiner. And we will use a first form of verb. Right? So I will never manage to talk to each of my employees.
Very good.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just telling.
Determiner का मतलब क्या है? Just as a word, something that determines something, right? So determiner का मतलब in the language, I mean the something that modifies, right? So something that determines. So जिसे निर्धारक कहते हैं हिंदी में. Right? That's the meaning of the word determiner. Determiner can be anything. Determiner can be an article, a and the. It can be the cardinal numbers. It can be ordinal numbers. It can be the demonstrative.
A and the, right?
Determiners can be anything. It can be the articles. It can also be the demonstratives like this, that, these, those. It can be like partive, like, we sometimes use some of, others, quantifiers, most of, all others. These are words that are determiners. Basically, determiners का मतलब होता है कि something that determines what a person or thing that determines or decides something. That is the meaning as a noun. And in terms of grammar, it is a modifier, a modifying word that determines the kind of reference a noun or a noun group has. For example, every, the, that, these, those are pronouns, relative pronouns. However, they are used as determiners as well. So here, each of us has different views. I will never manage to talk to each of my employees. So yeah, of plus the other thing. Of us, each of my employees. So yeah, again, this can also be the determiner here. In this case, is what we are talking about. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Page 4. Okay. Aryan, go ahead, read the next one. Page 4.
Yes, sir. Does dash of you have a copy of paper? Does each of you have a copy of paper?
Read it again.
Does each of you have a copy of paper?
A copy of paper, yeah, absolutely right. Very good. Does each of you have a copy of paper? You understand from this that the sentence itself indicates the fact that the speaker is referring to each and every individual in that group or class. Probably
Yes,
it's an
sir.
examination. So does each of you have a copy of paper? Can be, circular, it can be an examination paper, anything. Okay, good answer. Okay, Z, go ahead, read the next one.
Okay, sir. Last year, every student had to pay the same fee.
Yeah, very good. Last year, every student had to pay the same fee. Good. Yeah, one of the other things I forgot to mention in terms of the determiners is the possessive determiners like my, your, his, her, its, our, their. Okay, so those are also called determiners because they determine who we are talking about. Like, for example, this is my car. Okay, my car. Yes, this is your house. Your house. So possessive determiner. Possessive basically something that you possess, something that you own. Okay.
So if we select third answer, the sentence will get wrong, sir.
Yes.
Why, sir? But it sounds correct. Last year,
How?
all students had
Look
to pay.
look at the noun.
All
If it's,
can't we say, sir? All students had to pay the same fee.
look at the noun. Is it singular or plural?
Student is a singular now.
Exactly. So if it was a plural, then it's
Oh,
fine.
okay, sir.
Yeah. All students, right? Yeah. So last year, all students, but it doesn't. So every student here, it's individual, singular. So obviously, you'll need to use every. So that's why all is incorrect here in this case. If it's students, then it's fine. Okay. Even if that was the case, the sentence should have been last year, all the students, okay, had to pay the same fees. Same fee, rather. You don't need a plural, same fee. Fee is understood. So even if it was that, it should have been last year, all the students had to pay the same fee. All students had to pay the same fee is also fine, not incorrect, but it's better with the article in that case. So here clearly it's a singular, so that's why you'll have to use every. Okay. All right, let's continue. Tulsi, go ahead, read the next one.
Getting printer.
I'm sorry, can you repeat? I didn't hear you.
She seem to be getting
Prettier.
each time I see her.
Excellent, very good. She seems to be getting prettier each time I see her. Basically, each time I see her, she looks more beautiful, more pretty. That's what prettier is what it means. Okay. So here, obviously, you can't use all or single time. Doesn't make sense. The sentence basically means every time you meet a person, each time you meet a person, the person looks prettier than what she was looking probably the last time. Yeah.
So, what will happen when we use here every?
There's nothing. No, every is also right. She seems to be getting prettier every time I see her. It's fine. There's nothing wrong in that. Every time का मतलब होता है कि आप together you are clubbing. Good question. You are clubbing all the instances of meeting her together as one. But here the speaker is emphasizing. Speaker जो है वो इस चीज पर जोर दे रहा है कि मैं हर एक टाइम जब उससे मिलता हूं तो she seems to be getting prettier. She is getting more beautiful, basically. That's what it means. So the speaker is emphasizing not on the fact as the fact that every time clubbing all the instances of meeting her as one. No, the speaker is emphasizing on each meeting rather than clubbing all the meetings together as one. You got the difference?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. Very good question, though. Very good question. Here, sometimes when we have people, when we have individual things or people, it becomes easier to differentiate why, it's sometimes we use each and why sometimes we use every when we have people or things. But here it's not about people and things. Here it is about what? About moments. Okay. About moments, occasions, meetings, basically. So this is in terms of a time kind of thing. So moments. So like, for example, let's say let me give you an example here. Let's say we must okay. Let's say if I give you a sentence, we must enjoy each moment of life and we must enjoy every moment of life. Which one is more appropriate according to you?
Every moment of life.
Anyone else?
Every moment, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Why
every
not?
moment.
Why not each moment of life? It's also fine. It's also grammatically correct and it's fine. See, here your sentence is fine. You can say every moment of life, basically clubbing all the moments together. However, if I want to emphasize on every single moment, then I would use each rather than every in this sentence. You got it? So each moment is extremely important. Every moment is important, means the same. However, when you say every moment is important, basically means you're clubbing all the moments together as one, referring to as one. When you say each moment, means basically you're talking about each moment. Like, for example, if you want to give an example in terms of hours, okay, you don't say every hour is crucial. Each hour is crucial, okay? Like, for example, let's say you are about to, your deadline is about, you are about to meet the deadline. You know, you are possibly in danger of missing the deadline, okay? Let's say there are 5 hours remaining for you to finish your project. What is the statement that you would prefer to make? Every hour is important or each hour is important?
Each hour, sir.
Exactly. So that's the point. Whenever you are in dilemma, whenever there's a confusion about whether each and every is appropriate, both are right. There's nothing wrong. It's just that it depends on the context of the situation. So अगर आप हर एक hour के बारे में या हर एक moment के बारे में या हर एक instance के बारे में बात कर रहे हो, then choose each over every, because that conveys the meaning with greater depth, basically more clarity. Okay. All right. A very good question. Thank you. Let's continue. Okay. Who just answered? Aryan answered, right? Who answered right now?
Yes, sir, Aryan. Me.
Okay, yeah. Z, go ahead. Answer the next one.
Okay, sir. She was wearing beautiful bracelets on each hand.
Absolutely. What we discussed is when there are only two things, you can't choose every, because it doesn't make sense anyway, right?
Yes,
We're
sir.
just talking about two things. So each, like for example, if someone asks you, you know, I have 2 bags, okay? If I say I have 2 bags, each is filled with books. I don't need to mention every is filled with 2 books, right? Doesn't make sense. I'm just giving you a vague example. So basically, I have 2 bags and each one is filled with 2 books, because each basically ye bhi wo bhi. So when there are 2 things, you simply need to use each. Every doesn't make sense. Every is for more than 2 things. Okay. Good. Thank you. Let's continue. Suresh, go ahead. Read the next one.
Yes, sir. Each of my friends kissed me goodbye.
Goodbye. Absolutely. Here, obviously, it cannot be every of the determiners given here. Doesn't make sense. Every friend kissed me goodbye is fine, but the moment you use the determiner each of my, basically it's understood that हर एक इंसान के बारे में बात करें. So obviously the logical one to use here is each, not every. Okay. Good. Swati, go ahead. Read the next one.
Almost dash person I know.
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost dash person I know likes chocolate. Almost every person I know likes chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. Here each person is here. Every is more appropriate is because the speaker is not referring to any particular person individually. The speaker is probably just making a statement that everyone I know likes chocolates. That's the kind of a general statement where हर एक इंसान को chocolates पसंद है जिनसे भी मैं मिला हूँ. Individually बात नहीं कर रहा है. Generally, like everyone I know clubbed together as one. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. So that's why every is appropriate in this case, not each, because each, almost every person. And here, the moment you use almost, इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? What is almost? What part of speech is almost?
Sir, lagbhag. हर एक.
What part of speech is it? Verb, adverb, noun, pronoun, what part of speech?
Almost like
Adverb.
Adverb, absolutely. So adverb है. So almost का क्या मतलब होता है logically? What is the meaning of the? Sorry.
अधिकतर
लगातार सब लोग.
लेकिन इसका या एग्जैक्टली अधिकतर सब लोग, उसका मतलब ये नहीं कि सभी लोग, राइट? सो दैट्स व्हाई ईच कैन नॉट बी राइट इन दिस केस. यू सी द पॉइंट दैट आई एम मेकिंग. ऑलमोस्ट का मतलब होता है, से लेट्स से 100 में से 90 पीपल, 90 पीपल लाइक चॉकलेट्स. So that's a pretty large number. So almost everyone, right? So when you use almost, can you use each? Logically.
No, sir.
No, right? Yes, exactly. So
No.
the thing is here each will, so some of you must have selected each. That's why I'm explaining. You cannot say almost each person. Why? Because you cannot use almost in terms of each person, because each person means everyone you know, right? But here that's not the point. Here the speaker is stating that अधिकतर लोग जिनसे मैं मिला हूं उन्हें चॉकलेट पसंद है. So obviously you need to use every here in this case. Almost every person I know. Almost every person. It does not mean that everyone I know likes chocolates. That's the difference. Okay. So that's why you cannot obviously use here each, because that refers to everyone. But here it's not everyone, it's almost every person. Almost everyone. Okay. Y'all got this right? Anyone who selected each here, y'all know why each is not right in this context. If anyone wants me to explain that again, I'm happy to do that. Some of you have selected each. I can see that. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's fine. I think it's clear. Vipul, go ahead. Read the next one.
The Olympic Games are held every 4 years.
Excellent. Very good. Here, why every is right?
Sir, because peoples are not a specific.
किस चीज के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं हम? साल के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. Years, right? So when you
Yes,
say 4
sir.
years, every 4 years, इसका मतलब क्या है?
अ,
हिंदी में बताइए, कोई बात नहीं.
हिंदी ओके सर. ओलंपिक गेम्स जो है 4 साल पर आता है.
4 साल पर आता है. तो इसमें क्या किया बेसिकली? द मोमेंट ऐसे every 4 years का मतलब क्या है? मैंने 4 साल को एक साथ क्या किया? क्लब कर दिया.
Yes.
Exactly. So when you club together, so you can't say each 4 years. Each 4 years would mean that you are reflecting on each individual 4 years, but that's not the point. Here the point is you're clubbing 4 years together and stating are held every 4 years. Obviously now with the COVID situation kind of changed, you had to,
So
host a
can
lot
we
of.
say
Yeah.
every after 4 years?
You don't need to use every if you're using after 4 years. You don't need to use every in that case. The Olympic Games are held after 4 years. But then that does not convey the meaning in its entirety. Here the meaning is that are held every 4 years, मतलब हर 4 साल में एक बार आते हैं. After 4 years का मतलब तो फिर ये भी हो गया कि अगले सेंटेंस में आप कहोगे कि are held after 5 years, 10 years. No. If there is something that is categorically done over a period of time regularly at a regular interval, then you need to use these words every 4 years or every 5 years, every decade, for example. After is like, अभी 5 साल बाद है, 4 साल बाद है, शायद next time 3 साल बाद है. The sentence is grammatically correct, but then it does not convey the proper meaning. The meaning here is 4 साल में एक बार है. That's why every is the most appropriate word in this case. Okay. All right. Reena, go ahead, read the next one.
Yes, sir. In a game of tennis, there are 2 or 4 players.
Players. फिर से पढ़िए. Start से.
Yes, sir. In a game of tennis, there are 2 or 4 players. Players. Each player has a racket.
Very good. Each player has a racket. Obviously, we are talking about group. There are 2 or 4 players. Even when you talk about 4 players, it's considered as what? It's considered as a pair. One pair versus the other pair. So logically it's just two sets of players competing. So again, you don't look at the four players playing in a doubles game of tennis as four individual players. You look at two of them as one group, one pair, and the other two as another pair. So that's why, again, those are considered as two, not four, because you are representing one group. Together you play, you make a team. It's not like a game of cricket or football where you have 11 players coming together, making one. Here it's two, but it's just one. So again, even in terms of sports, like the example that I gave, we don't say every team. Yeah, we can say every team if there are more participants, but if there are only two teams, you would just say each team, okay? Because there's just two teams competing, regardless of how many players are playing. So for example, if let's say there is a World Cup, okay? If there's a World Cup and the sentence is every team has a good bowling lineup in this World Cup, okay, has a strong bowling lineup in this World Cup, then that statement is fine if it is a multinational event. Like if it is more than two teams, every team has a strong bowling lineup, or every team has strong strikers, basically, in terms of football. But if there are only two teams competing in a bilateral series, which is held between only two teams, you would say each team has a strong bowling lineup and not every team. Regardless of the fact that there are 11 or 15 guys in a team, in a squad, you would still say each, because together it's clubbed as one team. Okay. So it depends on the number of participants. If there are only two participants, you use each. If there are more than two, you use every. Okay.
Okay, so if we use both, so it is wrong there because both players has a racket.
No, here it's wrong because it's not about both player. Look at the. Is it singular or plural?
Plural.
Singular likha hai na, player.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So each
So
player.
that's,
Even
if it is their players, so that will
it
be
cannot be. It cannot be players, and both cannot be right, because here there are four players. You look at players as individual, but then they are representing one team. So you'll have to use all players have a racket. Then you need to use all players. You can't use both, right? Because there are four players in a doubles match.
okay.
It's a
So we
doubles
can't
match.
use both.
Both can be used only if there are two players involved. Here the example is given in a game of tennis, there are two or four players. Then you will have to consider two as well as four. So if your next statement was about every player having a racket, each player has a racket, then if you want to use all, then you'll need to use the plural noun here. You'll need to use all players have a racket.
Okay.
You understand? Because you are taking into account two as well as four players. It's not just the two. Both can be used when? Only when there are two people, right? You got it?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So it depends on what is the sentence, basically. Next, anyone who's joined? Selasha, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Go ahead, read the next slide. Page 12.
Sir, option 1. Sarah plays volleyball every Thursday morning.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Yeah, or a sentence here, Sarah plays volleyball every Thursday morning. So here it's not about individual, every Thursday morning. General statement. Okay. The statement, if the statement was supposed to be used with all, what would be the sentence?
So may I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sarah plays volleyball all Thursdays morning.
I didn't hear you clearly. Can you repeat that?
Sarah plays volleyball all Thursdays morning.
Thursdays, why the plural? You're already using all, right?
Yes, sir.
What will be the plural then in that case?
So mornings.
Okay, let me ask you all this. Okay, give me a minute, please. Volleyball. Okay. What if I make a sentence? Sarah plays football all Thursday morning. What is the meaning of the sentence? Singular लिखा है मैंने. Sarah plays football. Sarah plays volleyball all Thursday morning. What is the meaning of this sentence?
सारा सारे थर्सडे को वॉलीबॉल खेलती है.
The entire Thursday morning she plays volleyball, right? All Thursday morning basically means the entire Thursday morning she plays volleyball. Okay. Obviously, if you're talking about individual Thursdays, every Thursday morning here is fine. Sailasha, what was the statement that you made? Sarah plays football
All Thursdays morning, sir.
Okay. Oh, just a minute. All Thursday mornings is fine. All Thursday morning should basically would mean the entire morning on Thursdays. On Thursdays, on all Thursdays. You can simply say that Sarah plays football on all Thursdays. Okay, on all Thursdays. On Thursdays, Sarah plays football all. The better sentence would be Sarah plays football every Thursday morning. That's actually the most appropriate one. If you say all morning, basically would mean that the entire morning of Thursday she plays volleyball. The sentence here is plays volleyball every Thursday morning, means individually, nahi, club together, every Thursday morning she plays volleyball. I was just looking at another sentence, but yeah, that's fine. So the Salasa, the second statement that you made, that is incorrect because it will not convey the entire meaning of what this sentence is about. The other meaning that I mentioned was all Thursday morning would basically mean the entire morning of Thursday. You see the difference between the two sentences?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's why I asked you to repeat. I was not sure what was the second statement that you made, but yeah, the first one was fine. The second one, there was the error because the meaning changes. That's why. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
You're welcome. Just give me a minute. Okay, let's continue. Deepak, go ahead, read the next one. Deepak, can you hear me? Okay. Okay, Priyanka, I'll read the sentence for you. Fill in the blank, okay? The sentence is, I tried to call her 2 or 3 times, but dash time, there was no reply.
Each time.
Each time, absolutely. Here, the speaker is referring to what? Each and every, yeah, absolutely. Emphasizing on each time the phone call was or called the person, right? So very good, each time. Here, you can use obviously every time there was no reply, nothing wrong with that. I'm just stating because the speaker in the first part of the sentence has clearly stated, I tried to call her 2 or 3 times. You can use each because the speaker is specifying the fact that each time there was no reply. So he or she is emphasizing, जोर दे रहा है इस चीज पर के एक भी बार मेरा फोन नहीं उठाया. That's what it means. Okay. या reply नहीं किए. Okay. Thank you. Abhay, go ahead, read the next one. Abhay, go ahead, read the next one. Okay, Shivani, go ahead, read the next one.
Yeah, sir. This one 14, right?
Page 14.
Yeah, okay. Neha has read every book in the library.
Read it again.
Neha has read
Yeah.
every book in the library.
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 Rary nahi. Library is how we pronounce it.
Library.
Yeah. Neha has read every book in the library. Okay. Ra nahi, ra. Library. Yeah. So Neha has read every book in the library. Here, obviously, the speaker is not emphasizing on each book that Neha has read, generally stating that She's read every book in the library. Okay. All right. Bipul, go ahead, read the next one.
Our football team is playing well. We have won every single game this season.
Absolutely. You don't need to say each single. Why can't you say each single? Each का मतलब एक single ही होता है, right? If you want to use each, what will be the statement?
सर
अगर आपको each use करना है इसी statement में, तो पूरा sentence क्या होगा?
Our football team is playing well. We have won each game.
Excellent. This season. Yeah.
This season.
Very good.
Yes.
Why? Because each or single का मतलब एक ही है, right? So that's why you don't use each single game. You can say every single game, but you can't say each single game. Doesn't make sense. If you want to use each, then remove single. Means the same. Okay. Anyone has any doubt about this sentence? Why you can't use each here? Each का मतलब होता है single. Each means one. So that's why if you don't want to repeat yourself, stating we've won each single game doesn't make sense. Certain words go together. So every single game. Again, to emphasize on every single game means to talk about each game. Okay, that's the meaning. Again, I repeat.
So when in the sentence there is no single word, then we have the right answer is each.
Yes, because each का मतलब क्या होता है? एक.
Single.
Yeah, exactly. Single. That's why. So that's why the second statement, we've won every single game this season, although the word every is used to combine all the games together, the speaker in essence is still specifying the fact that we've won each game this season. वो वही मतलब है अगर आप सिंगल को निकाल के each यूज करोगे, we've won each game this season, वही कह रहा है स्पीकर. It's just that he's emphasizing using every single game in to give a context to the fact that they are a champion team and they've been playing very well. That's what it is. Okay? तो उसी context में कहा गया है हर एक single game को highlight करते हुए. They are playing well, and so either cause and effect. Basically, because they are playing well, they won every game. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Suresh, go ahead. Read the next one. Suresh. Sailasha, go ahead. Read the next one.
Yes, sir. May
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
There are 6 apartments in this balcony.
Slow. Apartments, plural है. फिर से.
There are 6 apartments in this balcony.
Building लिखा है. Suresh. Start again.
Sir. Building. There are 6 apartments in this building. Each one has a balcony.
Absolutely. Each one has a balcony. Everyone we generally use, for people here. Each one here, obviously, you can use one in this case because you're talking about there being 6 apartments and each one. You can just say each has a balcony. That's fine as well. There's no need to use one in this case as well. It's fine. Each has a balcony. It's just that the speaker is emphasizing that each of the apartments have a balcony. So that's why you can use one, but even without one, it's fine. You can just say each has a balcony. It's understood. It's understood why? Because the first sentence already lays out the context. The context is what? The 6 apartments in the building. Okay. All right. Swati, go ahead. Read the next one. Swati's got disconnected. Shivani, go ahead. Read the next one.
Yes, sir. I understood most of what they said, but not every single word.
I understood most of what they said, but not every single word. Yeah, absolutely. Again, every single word. Good. Sailasha, go ahead. Read the next one.
Sir, option third. The book is divided in 5 parts, and each of these has 3 sections.
The book is divided in 5 parts, and each of these has 3 sections. Absolutely. Go ahead, read. You're welcome. Go ahead, read the last one. You're almost done.
Sir, option 1. There's a train to London every hour.
There's a train to London. Which one? Every or each?
Sir, option
Every hour.
1.
Every hour, absolutely. Don't need to specify each hour here in this case. It's a general statement about the schedules. Every hour there's a train to London. Okay, like हर एक घंटे में एक train है. Obviously, this is correct. The other quantifiers that we've discussed in the past, right? So I want you all to practice in your free time. We'll discuss it next time when we do the other quantifiers. All, some, okay? No, any, more, a lot of, lots of, less, enough, most, okay? Plenty of, loads of. These are the other quantifiers that I want you all to practice. Also, many, several, neither, either, both, okay? These are some quantifiers. A little, a few, okay? So please practice these. We'll do the quantifiers maybe next week. So if you have another topic, we don't have enough time. Otherwise, I would have discussed
sir,
it.
I have 2 sentences in Hindi. Can you translate for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. First one is मुझे नींद आ रही है. So what we will translate it.
You tell me.
And
What is the sentence?
मुझे नींद आ रही है.
I want you to translate.
नींद आ रही है. What we use for नींद आ रही है? Sleepy.
You are feeling what?
Sleepy.
Sleepy, exactly. So I am feeling sleepy. That's fine.
That's all?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm feeling sleepy. Okay.
I'm feeling sleepy. I'm feeling drowsy. I'm feeling lethargic, whatever you want to say.
Okay. And second one is मुझे नींद नहीं आती है. So how we translate? मुझे नींद नहीं आती है.
So it depends. Is it about only that particular day or night, or is it about every day?
If we're talking about every day,
then you'll have to say that I am an insomniac.
Insomniac.
Insomniac, basically someone who has a problem sleeping.
So what we say? I have insomnia, or I am an insomniac. Insomniac का मतलब basically होता है कि someone who is regularly unable to sleep. Okay, and it's happened sometime, kabhi then?
I'm unable to sleep tonight.
Okay.
I'm unable to sleep tonight, or I am an insomniac. The reason I was laughing is because it happened a lot of times. You know, I've kind of done a lot of night shifts with my work, so I can relate to that. Sometimes it's very difficult to sleep.
That's why you are asking to me. I haven't problems, sir.
That's good. So yeah, insomnia is one of the most common problems with people who work in different shifts, you know, especially night shifts, like people working in the IT sector, etc. Insomnia is a big problem because you're sleeping at odd hours most of the time and your body clock keeps changing. It's a very common problem, unfortunately not highlighted, but yeah, it has many terrible problems can be caused because of that. But yeah, that varies. Sometimes some people, you know, on certain days, after their time, you know, after their regular sleeping hours have passed, they are unable to sleep, like, you know, or if they do too many activities, or if they've not done any activity, they can't sleep. So it depends on person to person, but from person to person. But yeah, if you're it's a general statement for just a, you know, one odd instance, then you can just say that I'm unable to sleep tonight. That's it.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Got it.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. So well done, guys. Please keep practicing the quantifiers that I just mentioned. There are a lot of quantifiers. We'll discuss that in detail when we have another class on the same topic. Have a great evening and have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday, okay? Thank you. Take care. Thank you.
Sir.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Pro learners, quickly join the Zoom meeting. All right, everyone. So today our topic is benefits of yoga. अभी क्लास में प्रेजेंट है एनसी, दीपेंद्र, ईशा, मनदीप, पूजा एंड क्लासिक इन्फो वर्ल्ड, जिनका मुझे नाम नहीं पता, ऑल्सो कार्तिक. सो आप लोगों का पहले होगा, बाकी जो लोग बाद में ज्वाइन करेंगे उनकी स्पीकिंग बाद में होगी. सो whoever is ready.
What's the topic, ma'am?
Benefits of yoga. Okay, the fourth topic.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Good evening. What's your name?
Tulsi.
What?
Tulsi.
ओहो तुलसी. तुलसी, क्लासिक इन्फो वर्ल्ड क्यों आता है आपके नाम पे?
मैम मैंने बहुत बार ट्राई किया लेकिन चेंज नहीं हो रहा है आईडी.
ये बात मैं ध्यान रखूंगी. So it's Tulsi. So who will start the topic? Benefits
Maybe
of
she is
yoga.
a classical dancer, I think.
Who is a classical dancer?
Just a joke, ma'am. I think she is a classical dancer. That's why she put a name like that. Classic Info World.
No, nothing like that. Maybe.
So I can start the topic, no problem.
Ma'am, after Karthik, I will.
Okay.
After that, I ma'am.
Ma'am. Yoga actually was discovered by our ancestors long time ago. I'm not sure how many years ago, but definitely hundreds of years ago. Hundreds of years ago. It is actually a physical form of exercise. The exercises in yoga are called as asanas. Each asana has some special advantages. Mostly yoga gives us some flexibility. So if we do some gymming or swimming, other kind of physical exercises, means they only help us in maintaining our shape. But besides maintaining besides maintaining our shape, yoga also makes us flexible. So earlier actually yoga, because of this modernization, yoga took a backseat for so many years. And that time actually this kind of the modern forms of exercises like aerobics and so many other forms came into existence. But whenever the foreigners recognized the importance of this yoga, even our Indians also realized that yoga is our own thing, so we should give importance to it. And because of it, even our government also formed a day on its name, like Yoga Day. Even our Prime Minister is also nowadays giving so much importance to this yoga. And if we observe, so many foreigners nowadays coming to India also to learn this yoga, and they're going back to their own country, and they're actually teaching this yoga for lots of they're earning so much by using this yoga. It's also becoming a kind of career for so many people nowadays. And And if we observe, nowadays so many universities are also coming up with different kinds of courses related to yoga. So we can say that it's also a good kind of career, because nowadays everyone is giving importance to health. So many people are also um, finding some other alternative careers besides this kind of engineering and medicine. So they're also, yeah, trying to take up this course to earn lots of money.
Yes. Are you done,
That's
Karthik?
it, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Great. So I believe you are right that yoga has many benefits. Like you said, it makes our body flexible and it improves our mental health as well. So now I would request other students to also give their opinions about the benefits of yoga. And if you have any personal experience with yoga, then do share the personal experience as well.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, you didn't means point out any mistakes. Means did I speak any mistake? Like,
No, you didn't. I was trying. मतलब मैं notepad अपना खोल के बैठी हुई थी, but I couldn't find any mistakes.
okay, ma'am. Thank
That's
you.
actually good.
Both are very cute, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. May I start?
Yes, Isha.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I love
After
you.
Isha, Meera. Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
Meera.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I love practicing yoga since childhood. I am very attached to the yoga. When I was just 8 years old, I one before 15 years ago maybe I went to the Haridwar with my family at Patanjali Yoga Pit. There I found that there so many yoga mentors were there. They were just teaching the yoga to so many students. So from there I have learned the yoga, and from that day I have been practicing yoga since that day, and it has become a part of my life. My day start with the yoga and meditation. I do meditation at least 20 minutes every day. If whenever I miss my yoga, I feel like my day is incomplete. So there are so many asanas I do every day. Like Anulom Vilom is my favorite yoga. Not yoga, ashan, ma'am. I do. Ma'am. There are so many people have a problem. They make excuse. I don't have time for yoga and exercise. But all this kind of asanas and yoga you can do in your car. Even nowadays, people are people don't have enough time to do yoga, so they can do in the office also, because you don't get enough time to go gym. So it's yoga is a very what we call, you don't need to pay. Like you, if you are going to the gym, you have to pay at least for a 10,000 and 12,000 for a year. But yoga is a free exercise. You can learn it from YouTube. And like I have seen so many examples around me. They One of my relative has cured very well. He has a brain tumor, but his tumor has cured because of yoga. He do yoga every day, at least 30 minutes morning and 30 minutes in the evening. Now he becomes very healthy person because of yoga and walking. So I believe in this old way of curing yourself. Earlier people don't use medicines to cure yourself, especially allopathic medicine. Allopathic medicine has bad side effects. So our ancestors used to do yoga every day, like my grandfather took. So they used to walk at least 10 to 12 kilometer every day. Nowadays I'm not capable to walk even 1 kilometer. So I feel like if I do practice yoga for one more year, maybe I become very healthy. After ma'am, during Corona, I became very big. So I do practice yoga. So I had cured very fast. So I believe I believe that it helps for also cardiac problem. Even if I have a breathing problem, so whenever I do yoga, it helps me to improve my ma'am speaking process also. That's it, ma'am. Over.
Yes, very good, Isha. Nicely explained. Like, as I always say, you explain very nicely, but there are some mistakes. So let's talk about your mistakes. First, it is become yoga. It is become नहीं आएगा यहाँ पे. It has become आएगा. It has become.
It has become.
Get enough time. I don't get enough time. नहीं, I don't get enough time. So नहीं use होगा because enough is uncountable.
Good evening, ma'am.
The determiner. Good evening,
ma'am.
Yes. Next we have he do yoga. आप अपने अंकल का
He
बता
does.
रहे थे. Yes.
Oh, he does
He
yoga.
does yoga every day. Earlier don't used to. अब यहाँ पे जब हम earlier की बात करते हैं, don't used to कभी use नहीं होता. Used to हमेशा did के साथ use होता है. पहले use होता है used to for positive sentences.
Okay.
Didn't use to. ये होता है negative sentences. Did you use?
Okay.
ये होता है इंट्रोगेटिव. नेगेटिव इंट्रोगेटिव. Didn't you use to?
Your voice is not clearly.
Okay.
Yes,
First,
ma'am.
you are supposed to, in positive, you are supposed to say used to. In negative, you are supposed to use didn't used to. Interrogative, did you? You की जगह आप कोई भी subject लगा सकते हो. Did you, he, she, did you used to yoga? Didn't used to negative interrogative.
Okay, ma'am.
Next, तो यहाँ पे आपका didn't used to आना चाहिए था.
Got
I
it.
became, I become आपने कुछ बोलता है, I became कुछ बोलता है, I have become आएगा यहाँ पे. I have become.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you so
हमेशा याद
much.
रखिए whenever you are using third form of verb आपको has have का use करना है with the subject.
Ma'am, she also made another mistake, ma'am. In the beginning of her speech, she said that before 15 years ago.
Sorry,
In the
15
beginning.
years ago?
No, she said in the beginning of her speech, before 15 years ago. She said like that.
हाँ तो फिर मैम आप ट्यूशन पढ़ाते हो क्या? Why colleges are reopening in Delhi? The cases
Ma'am,
are still coming.
me
Hiten,
no,
it's better you ask this question to government. Yes, Meera, please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
I don't know why government has taken such decision. I want to talk with you. Good evening, Meera. Please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I think yoga is very important for a human being. If you want to keep yourself physically and mentally healthy, I think we should do exercise at least 1 hour in a day, ma'am. And here I want to give an example related to me, ma'am, related to myself, ma'am. When I completed my law, I wanted to go in judicial service. For that, I was doing preparation for RGS, but suddenly I have to face severe backache, ma'am. And that time I could not sit hardly half an hour, ma'am. It was dream for me to sit half an hour. So doctor suggests me that you cannot give exam, and that time I have a baby girl, so I have to leave her to my parents, and and ma'am, doctor suggests me that if you want to rid of this problem, you have to do exercise, and there is no medicine to cure you. You can take painkiller, but which relieve you only for some time. So you should do exercise daily. And after that, ma'am, I decided, and I do daily exercise and go for evening walk. And I did, ma'am, pranayam and half an hour in morning, ma'am. Now I can do all my house chores and I can drive very well, ma'am. So this is my personal experience related to this, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, very good, Meera. Just 1 second.
हाँ जी.
Okay. So Meera, one thing that I want to say is when you are talking about past, जो भी आपने पूरी स्टोरी बताई अपने
हाँ जी.
बारे में, आपने पास्ट में बताई, ठीक है. सो आप लोग जब भी कोई एनेक्डोट बता रहे हैं, मतलब आप किसी भी टॉपिक से रिलेटेड एक स्टोरी बता रहे हैं, जिसे हम एनेक्डोट बोलते हैं, अ रेलेवेंट स्टोरी, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर यू आर सपोज टू यूज द पास्ट टेंस. ठीक है. अब बात करने दी ना आपकी, तो आपने बोला डॉक्टर सजेस्ट मी, ये चीज आपने 2 बार यूज करी, डॉक्टर सजेस्ट मी, यहाँ पे क्या आएगा?
क्या आएगा मैम?
एग्जैक्टली. अब आपने बोला दैट टाइम आई हैव बेबी गर्ल, यहाँ पे क्या आएगा?
Had मैम.
यस. गेट रिड ऑफ.
Got rid.
नो, यहाँ पे आपने आई थिंक आपने गेट को पता नहीं क्या प्रोनाउंस किया था, वो मुझे समझ में नहीं आया, इसलिए मैंने लिख लिया था. सो यू विल गेट रिड ऑफ इट, समथिंग लाइक दैट, विच विल रिलीफ यू, विच विल. पेन किलर्स के बारे में जब आप बोल रहे थे, डॉक्टर टोल्ड मी दैट यू कैन टेक पेन किलर्स बट दे विल विच विल रिलीफ यू. रिलीफ यू नहीं आएगा, विच विल गिव यू रिलीफ. रिलीफ होता है आराम, तो आराम देगी, पहुंचाएगी, गिव यू रिलीफ.
ओके मैम.
ओके, तो बस ये आपने पास्ट टेंस का ध्यान रखना है ज्यादा से ज्यादा, कि यही मिस्टेक्स आपकी होती है.
ओके मैम. थैंक यू मैम.
यू आर वेलकम. पूजा, would you like to speak?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, great. So
Yoga is an old method of exercise.
Sorry, what?
Yoga is an old method of exercise. It develops over the hundreds of years in India. Yoga is practiced worldwide nowadays. When we do yoga, help us mental, physical, spiritual improvement, and also regular practice of yoga reduce stress and improve immune system also, flexibility and overall health issues also overcome do this yoga. And then we do regularly yoga, we develop personality also improves. In this yoga we do morning or evening bedtime is for good. In bedtime yoga we do routine prepares our body for a good sleep. And morning practicing yoga in daily we keep our mentally and physically energetic throughout the day, and helps in removing all the negative feelings and fill our mind with positively. I am the best example of yoga benefit. When I started yoga, then I have all day active and mind also peaceful. Everyone should develop the habit of the yoga. Practice is good. That's all.
You are muted, ma'am. Ma'am, you are muted.
Ma'am, your voice is not audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
You are muted, ma'am.
Sorry, I was on mute. Very good. So Pooja, as I was saying, that one thing is you need to work on your tenses, because while you speak, you miss many verbs. Okay.
Okay.
And when you speak, you make grammatical mistakes as well. For example, if you are talking about past, so it is very important that you use past forms only. For example, when you said, when I started yoga, I feel very energetic. This is something what you said. I used to feel.
Okay.
Right?
Thank you for suggestion.
Yes. So these are some things that you need to work on, especially tenses and verbs.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's next?
Ma'am, I will go.
Yes, Dipendra, you can go ahead.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Good evening. I'm good. How about you?
Ma'am, yoga exercise is really important in our health for our health. You know, ma'am, 1 year ago I suffered with back pain. Then I started yoga. You know, ma'am, yoga helped me to boost our back pain relief. I started my every day. Then I continue for 15 days. It helped me to boost my back pain. Also, ma'am, when I'm doing yoga, after ending the yoga, I feel, you know, all the reduced are going away, and sometimes feel flexibility will come. For flexibility are increasing, so it's really better. I'm doing yoga for 1 hour every day. Sometimes, ma'am, what happens, in this world, there are many people are suffering from weight loss. So they are, doing yoga for losing weight. So I thought yoga is one of the best thing in our life to lose weight. Also, it helps us to improve our digestion systems. And if you know, ma'am, if I'm because I was working all day in front of computer, so I felt sometime I felt back pain problems. So doing yoga, all the pain has been released. So, ma'am, there are so in this world, what you call, ma'am, leprosy disease people are suffering from. So doing yoga, it will be gone. So I think there are so many benefits of doing yoga, getting higher confidence, and in sleeping it feels like better. So I thought yoga is really necessary for our life because it feels flexibility. It gives us motivation to do something. It also helps us thinking and take better decision. So yoga is also good for our health. So, ma'am, that's it from me.
All right. Very good, Dipendra. All the points were valid. You have explained everything nicely. But again, you are making mistakes in.
Ma'am, I'm losing confidence.
आई नो वो थोड़ा सा लग रहा था, बट कॉन्फिडेंस क्यों लूज करना है दीपेंद्र? इतनी अच्छी स्पीकिंग तो करी है आपने. कॉन्फिडेंस तो वो लोग लूज करते हैं जिन्हें बिल्कुल ABCD भी नहीं आती इंग्लिश में. राइट? यू आर डूइंग सो गुड. चलिए मिस्टेक्स की बात करते हैं. पास्ट में वही आप लोगों की दिक्कत हो रही है मेन, जब आप पास्ट में बात कर रहे हैं. कितना मुश्किल है. यस, कितना मुश्किल है ED लगाना इस वर्ड में. Help me, yoga help me, yoga helps me. Subject verb agreement, past tense. और यहाँ पे जब आप my की बात कर रहे हैं, my से आपको my पर I की बात कर रहे हैं तो आपको my यूज करना है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल I do yoga और उसके बाद आपने कुछ R करके यहाँ पे यूज किया था, तो यहाँ पे my यूज होगा. जो यहाँ पे possessive pronoun जो आप यूज करेंगे वो my यूज करेंगे. वेट की प्रोनाउंसिएशन थोड़ी गड़बड़ थी. वेट. हाँ. It also
help us to improve our digestion system.
Helps. Subject verb agreement.
Yeah. Singular versus singular.
जब भी आप it की बात कर रहे हैं, जैसे यहाँ पे भी आपने it helps me और it helps us, helps यूज होगा. ठीक है, तो यहाँ आपको वर्क करना है सब्जेक्ट वर्ब अग्रीमेंट पे और अपने past form पे, past form
Okay.
of tense. Yes, past form of verb and tenses. Who's next? Amit, NC, Bipul, Tulsi, Deepak, Mandeep, Reena.
May I, ma'am?
Yes, Reena.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I want to see topic, ma'am. I want to see topic because I am just one, ma'am.
Topic?
Yes,
पहले
ma'am.
बोलना था ना. The topic is benefits of yoga.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Actually, yoga is an integral part of our life because of him nowadays we all of us want to do yoga, and it has so many benefit. It has so many benefit. It means if I do yoga yoga regularly, then I get I get many benefit, and it removes so many complication such as it means heart related problem. It gives us so many benefit. It means if I do yoga regularly, then I feel free mind. It means relaxed. Okay, I feel relaxed. And even nowadays each and every doctor suggests that for do yoga regularly. Even some companies also provide some classes for the yoga for hours for his employees, and also it means there are so many yoga classes in there, and they runs regularly, and it is a good way of